Good morning, everyone. Hope you can all hear me. Welcome to today's webinar of IDEA StatiCa called Sharing the Structural Data in Checkbot with the launch of Hilti PROFIS Plugin. Today is presented and hosted by myself, Dominik Baric. I'm a product engineer, and together with me is Jan Kubíček. Jan, can you hear me?
Yes, nicely. Hello, everyone. Greetings from IDEA StatiCa headquarters, Brno, Czech Republic.
Thank you very much. Just some basic information. We are streaming through GoToWebinar platform. You are all muted by default. However, you can ask questions in the questions panel. So please go ahead and ask the questions, the more the merrier, and we'll try to answer them during the call. Also, you can access later this webinar recording in our support center at ideastatica.com. And just briefly about the agenda of today's webinar, Jan will take us through the suite of free tools and basic account of IDEA StatiCa, and then we'll do a little bit of role play and introduce certain collaborations and how these free tools can be used in these collaborations. And in the end, we're very happy to announce that our further cooperation with Hilti, and we'll introduce you to the new Hilti PROFIS plugin. However, we care about you, we care about your opinion, we would want to get to know you. So therefore, I want to ask you the question, how familiar are you with the Checkbot application? We have 4 possible answers. Never heard of it. I know it, I've never used it a few times, and I'm using it quite often. So please start voting right now. We'll give you a couple of seconds, and then we'll look at the results. And with this, I will give the presenter to Jan, who can comment it and continue with today's presentation.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. It looks like you're voting quite carefully. We have almost 80% people already selected the choice. I will leave it open for a few more seconds, but it looks like we have a winner already. So I can close it now, and we can see that 40% of the votes was I know it, but never use it.
Jan, I don't see the results. There it is. Thank you.
Okay, now we can see it as well, and we have a nice split, 22% between never heard of it and use it a few times. So that's great for us, because one of the biggest highlights today is to get you a little bit more familiar with what you can do with Checkbot and our other free tools. And 16% I'm using it often. It looks like we can improve it a lot. So I'm hiding the results and going back to the presentation. Okay, IDEA StatiCa free tools. Yeah, okay. We can turn the cams off now just to have the screen slightly bigger. It's the whole ecosystem of products. IDEA StatiCa develops a lot of different tools, and quite a lot of them are available for free. And it's not just about the structural analysis, it's quite a lot about collaboration between different departments, everything related to the project workflows. So for free, you can have, of course, as we said, the Checkbot app, Checkbot tool. This is desktop standalone application which can bring structural data, download it or import it from third-party applications, either FEA analysis or CAD models, and you can manage the data there and work with them. But besides the Checkbot, we have also the online viewer, which can show you in 3D scene what's going on in the specific connection, but it can also display much more information valuable for structural engineers, designers, detailers, or checkers, because we can see details of plates, we can see materials of welds, bolts, we can see load effects, and what's probably even more important, you can download different formats as IFCs and 3D DVGs out of this viewer. So again, for free. And then big inspirational, motivational tool, connection library, probably the biggest one of its kind, with currently about 700,000 of models available online. And just after the login into the app for free, you can not only see the models, you can download them, you can browse through them, you can get the inspiration there. And besides these tools, with this basic account or free account of IDEA StatiCa, you can get involved into campus e-learning dedicated right now for steel structures, concrete topics, or BIM interconnections between different types of applications. And coming soon, in like a month, also courses for parametric design. Everything can be elaborated a little bit more in Support Center on our webpage under this link here. Okay, so the basic workflow, because we mentioned several tools and how they cooperate between each other, how the data can flow through the Checkbot. So as I mentioned, you can use it as a standalone application and import the data from 3D CAD models or finite element analysis, like the global analysis of the structure. And then you can manage somehow this data, these items, which you have mirrored in Checkbot, and make the analysis of the member, steel member, or connection. This is behind the paid license, but as we are speaking mostly about the free tools, this is the next step. For free, you can send all this data, basically the information about the connections, into this cloud viewer in the internet browser. And there you can share this data through hyperlinks, which will stay there forever, probably. And you can work with these links and send it to your colleagues. Again, it can be with or without IDEA StatiCa paid license, or you can directly download these different file formats, IFCs, DVGs, download connection file, or jump into this connection library where some other ideas of the same arrangement will be provided, as you will see in the short demo. So now we have the intro behind us, and first of the collaboration we would like to show you. So for a while, Dominic becomes a structural engineer, which is sending some data to a connection designer. So he's working with a global analysis model, and what he can do, you will see in the demonstration.
Thank you, Jan. Share my screen. Just please confirm that you can see it. Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, now it's there.
Perfect. We lost it.
And we lost it.
How about now? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So think of me as a structural engineer. I work in this FEA software, and I have just finished my analysis, going through the results, seeing the bending moments. And I want to share the data to a connection designer in order for him to design the connections. So what I do now is I have previously installed a plugin, which is very easy, can be found in our tutorials. And then if I navigate to add-ins, then I can see IDEA StatiCa. If I click on that, the BIM link is started and application of Checkbot is called for. and I can import the model into Checkbot. Because I'm a busy bee, I've already done that. And this is the duplicate of the model that I have in the FEA software here in Checkbot. Remember, I'm not, I don't have any paid license of IDEA StatiCa. This is all for free. And what I'm particularly interested in is these connections that I have already marked with the to design text for the connection designer to know what to do. If I select them and navigate, click on draw, I can see that I see the bending moments in the structure. Well, that's all I can do basically, and it's all I need to do. So I just close the window and then start writing an email. I have basically what I've done is in this collaboration, I have created a zip file and attached it to an email. And I'm sending an email to the connection designer with the zip where the checkbot file is attached, and that's it. So I'm sending it. Back to you, Jan.
Thank you. So I will make myself the presenter for a while, and me as a connection designer with the paid license of IDEA StatiCa, I will be focusing on connections which Dominic sent me. So I can open the email and see the zip file. So what should I do with it? It's just save it and open it in Checkbot application. So just a quick demo how to open Checkbot. So from this initial application tool, I can find it here, or under the BIM tab, I can see Checkbot as well. Once opened, I should see the same structure which Dominic saw, and I can see this file, these 5 connections to design here. So I will focus on them. For making the demo slightly shorter, I try to make some details into this specific connection. So I just open it through here, or right click in the navigation tree, open, and my connection app will be open. What I can see here are the basic members coming or joining in one structural node with all the load effects. And I've already prepared some manufacturing operations, so I will just quickly go through them. Some end plate to connect column with the beam, stiffening plate, cut of the beam, yeah, some stiffeners inside. This operation will be probably here, yes. Then, okay, the fin plate for the secondary beam, and some welds missing is in this stiffener. And I have the connection ready for analysis. And in this way, I will continue with all 5 connections which Dominic sent me, or maybe with all of them. So what would be changed in the Checkbot model? I have a different type of cube. Instead of empty cube, I can see the shaded filled cube with some designs. So I can see in the right part of the screen that these connections are modeled. And now, when I'm ready with the design, I want him to check it back, whether it's according to his needs or the company requirements, design code requirements, maybe assembly limitations. So I can just select the specific connections in the screen, yes, like this. And now I can just simply open it in viewer, because I know that Dominic still didn't pay for IDEA StatiCa license. This is probably the easiest way how he can work with it. So I just click on viewer, and what I would see in the web browser is this set of connections. So I can see the same set of 5 connections. I can quickly check whether everything's there as I designed it in Checkbot and connection app. I can check load effects. I can see how it acts on specific connections. And now with this button share, I can just copy the URL hyperlink, which will stay there, and I'm sending it to Dominic for his check. So I just did it through some chat or email, and Dominic is taking the presenter to himself.
Thank you. Once again, please, you can see it. Awesome. So now I see what Jan has designed and shared with me are all of these connections, and I have some details about the profile and the cross section of the profile, welds, and etc. And if I investigated more with this design, I think it could have been done a little better. Therefore, I'll explore the similar connection designs in the connection library. If you click on this button, and the same topology has been imported into connection library, and now I can get more inspired. For example, I'll just click on this one, click this one, and I have a couple of options. Open it in desktop, download it, and then open it in viewer. So to further investigate, I open it in viewer. I see that it might be more suitable for my design. And then once again, I can generate a URL and share the hyperlink with Jan and tell him to get inspired. And that is the first workflow that we wanted to introduce to you. Now we come back to the presentation.
Yes, hopefully it's coming.
I can see it.
Perfect. You can see the second scenario. My role is here the same. I will be the connection designer with IDEA StatiCa license. And I need my connections or maybe the whole project to be checked either by company checker, it can be some government officer, it can be EOR sometimes, just anybody who can check and take the responsibility for the designs. So what I can do, and yeah, I'm expecting he doesn't have to have the IDEA StatiCa license, but still he can see the majority of important information about the structure. So how I would proceed. In Checkbot, I can import the main structure from the analysis, global analysis. This example is, I think, from SAP 2000, maybe not that visible in this view, but we have different views as well. So here is the transparent one and solid. You can see it's quite simple structure for demonstrations. But what I need to check as a connection designer, and the checker can be interested as well, is whether the loads are in or not. And I can see that both load cases and some design combinations came successfully from SAP 2000. And for every specific connection or node, I can see the internal forces. So either axial forces, bending moments, or shear forces on members. Therefore, I can see whether it's correct or not. And I'm designing several of these connections here. So I've already did something in advance. So these 4 cubes, the filled ones, you can see these are already designed. I can check in the right part of the screen. And what will the checker need? Of course, some calculation report. So I will prepare a PDF file for him to check the calculations. So once everything designed, I can simply export the connection file by right-clicking the design navigation tree or in the screen or here in the main ribbon. So connection, and I need to open it. I hope I have it here. Yes, on another screen. It will take a few seconds. But what is Checkbot doing right now is merging all of these selected connections into one project file. So instead of 4 particular specific files, I will have only one. And here it is. Just drag it to this screen. And I will quickly check all 4 are there. Okay, corner one. Now the anchoring, yes, was inside. Okay, this is it. And I can see I have the analysis or code check already provided. So I can see the selected critical combinations, which I can select in Checkbot, are considered. And what will checker need is the PDF report. So here in a report, I can always select whether I want to prepare the report only for the current project item or selected ones, where here in the right part I can select which nodes should be there or all of them. So once clicking on generate, maybe it will take a few more seconds because there are 4 of them, but I've prepared it in advance in this PDF. So this is what will checker typically get. Yeah, it's quite comprehensive with all the welds, all the bolts, stresses, details of bolt assemblies. Okay, I will use this one. But what I can provide it for him even more, if something's missing in the PDF, will be the URL link for the viewer, so he can see in detail how the 3D model or 3D arrangement looks like. And besides, why not to also grab the whole model and zip it? And because he can have the IDEA StatiCa basic account, he can also open it. So this is what he will get. I have an example of such a communication here. So please, Mr. Checker, I need from you to check these few connections, and I'm adding or attaching the PDF calculation report. I am sending the URL link the same way we presented in the first demo, and the zip file of the whole Checkbot. And this is what I'm sending right now to Dominic, and he can proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Jan. So yeah, I have received an email from my connection designer, and I want to investigate. So I'll open the calculation report where I can see all of the information about individual connections, the results of stresses, strains, and see that everything checks out. It's the base plate connection. I wonder what's the connection here in this member 35? Well, I would like to investigate further. Therefore, I'll try to have a look at the viewer application and see if that can help me with the problem. Yeah, that's the base plate. I have no problem with that. It's the diagonal. And here. Oh, I see. It's a simple thin plate. Okay, I will do the same thing. I'm quite happy with that. And that's it. And it's nice for him to attach the Checkbot project as well, but I think I have all of the information needed. Okay, then I come back to the presentation and share with you the third collaboration. And this is sharing from a connection designer to a detailer. So imagine that me as a connection designer, I've either received a model from FEA software or I use my own, and I have designed all of the connections. And now I would like to share them to the detailer. So according to my designs, he can then do the detailing of the connections. Very well. So you can see that I'm in Checkbot, looking at our famous bus stop model. And if I click on all of these connections, I can see they are all the preview. They have been calculated and designed. I don't know, how can I share it with the detailer at this moment? He has shared with me that the best way would be an IFC. Therefore, I select all of the connections, navigate to IFC here at the top ribbon, and generate an IFC file. I'll send it over here. IFC test, IFC bus stop. And now I would just send it to the detailer via email or just save it at any BIM storage we have for this project. So back to the detailer.
Okay, I'm taking it back. Well, I'm getting some additional files from the connection designer. I can see the bus stop IFC and what I can do with it as a detailer. Of course, I can open it in some free tool, which is available online, or a desktop version, and I can quite clearly see what should I model or draw in CAD file, AutoCAD or other tools in very detailed way. The IFC model contains information about the bolts, so I can see the sizes and materials, the same for plates, the same also for welds. So this is very useful, and I know where to start with modeling. And when I work with something like Tekla Structures, there is another way how to use this IFC. You probably know it, but I show the basic way. So I can import the IFC as a reference model. If I browse through my disk and find a specific folder, okay. Yes, it's here. So it came to Tekla model as a reference, and now I can simply click through the edges of what I see here and use it for my further modeling. So very useful for me as a detailer, and it was just few clicks for connection designer for Dominic. What I would like to mention, it doesn't have to be the only way or just one-way ticket. It can work the other way as well, because sometimes I'm the one who's starting the communication as a detailer because I have the model already in any way prepared, and I just need somebody else, some engineer, some checker, to go through it and check the connections I've tried to design or I've modeled, so I can easily send the model from Tekla Structures, from Revit or Advanced Design through the Checkbot to the connection designer, and I can save him a lot of precious time. And next, Paul, I can see that we have a question for you, because we are slowly moving to the next part of the presentation dedicated to anchor design. So what tools do you typically use for anchor design? And I'm running and launching the poll right now. Okay, we have 5 options: Excel spreadsheets, Hilti PROFIS, your company's tailored tools, IDEA StatiCa connection, or maybe some others, because there is probably plethora of different kind of tools, but we are very curious about what's common with our visitors attendees. I can see 60% voted already, and the winner starts to be quite clear, but it's not that obvious. So before I close the votes, yeah, I forgot to mention it's multiple options available. So you can select more than one if you combine the different tools for different use cases. Okay, we have majority already there. So I'm closing it now and sharing the results. So as you can see, Hilti PROFIS is the winner quite clearly, and I'm not that surprised. And fortunately, IDEA StatiCa is the second one, then Excel spreadsheets and other tools. Company tailored tool, almost none. So that's why I'm jumping into the next slide, making it slightly bigger. And this is the announcement. So cooperation between IDEA StatiCa. Sorry, it's still not visible. Now, hopefully, yes, here it is. Cooperation between IDEA StatiCa and Hilti. It's not that big surprise because the cooperation was there already for some time, and some of you for sure know that the CBFIM method is inside PROFIS engineering suite for several years for analysis of the stiffness of base plates or stiffeners. So our companies are quite close, but by this month, let's say, we are shifting the cooperation to a totally new level with this PROFIS plugin embedded in Checkbot app. What it does, what it doesn't, it's quite simple. Hilti PROFIS Engineering Suite is probably the most popular, I would say, tool for anchoring design worldwide. Very popular, and it can design steel to concrete, steel to masonry, different use cases, the whole assortment of bonded and mechanical anchors. And typically, if the structural engineer want to use it, the import of load is very often made manually. You have to select the most important ones or some envelope blanket combination of loadings to put there, just not to spend too much time with tens of, or maybe hundreds of load combinations. IDEA StatiCa Checkbot is great for bringing the structural data information from third-party tools, FEA or CAD, and bring it somewhere else, use it, manage it, and also to find the critical load combination. So that's why we built this interconnection. This PROFIS plugin can import materials, cross-sections, load combinations, and what's quite important, it can synchronize after the global analysis model is changed, is updated. You can synchronize the new data, new loading with already created Hilti PROFIS model. If you want to elaborate a little bit more, if you want to read about how to work with it, how to start with this interconnection, here are some links into support center. It will be provided after the webinar, but I can open it here, hopefully. I'm just curious which screen it will be. Yeah, it's here. So this will be the web page to go, how to use Hilti PROFIS Engineering plugin. So if you browse through this comprehensive explanation or guide, you should know how to start. And this is the blog post about the partnership, maybe the bigger partnership than ever before, also with some calendar where it will be launched globally. And now, just not to speak about theory, what is the Hilti plugin for? Here will be a short demo how it works. So I will ask Dominic to jump in again and show us how it's working.
All right, I'll be very happy to. You can see my screen very well. All right, I have another project. Once again, a bus stop. It's been very popular lately, and the transportational industry is booming. So I have imported a FEA from FEA software into Checkbot. I do not even have to have a paid license. Once again, I'm a free user, and I can see the internal forces on this particular member, and I would like to get this information into Profis. Well, now I can. If I navigate to Hilti PROFIS tab here at the top, which is brand new, I have two options. Learn more. If I click on this button, it will take me to the website that Jan has just showed you. And if I click on export, Hilti PROFIS engineering will be opened. I need to have a paid version of the PROFIS engineering. And for those of you, even though it is a minority based on the poll, if you don't know it, then I'll quickly take you through it. So here I'm introduced to the information that has been imported, which is the design standard, a profile material, profile type, and most importantly, the load combinations. Very well. I can just check quickly what kind of units I'm using and save it and proceed to the design. Here you can check that 7 combinations were imported as I wanted, and now I can design the anchoring. So for the concrete block, I will just slightly increase the dimensions and this edge, move it a little bit further, and this one as well. I can also edit it straight in to the 3D scene, which is quite convenient. And then I navigate to the base plate tab, where I want to increase the thickness to 12 millimeters. And then the main thing here, which are the anchors. Here you have the whole assortment of Hilti anchors, and I'll just pick one and increase the size of the anchors to 20, for example, and click on calculate. And here the CBFEM method is implemented, and therefore I get an accurate result from the Hilti PROFIS with their anchors. Very well. Confirm it, and I see that for one combination it has failed, so I would react to it later, rather increasing based on the failure, increasing the base plate or the anchors, etc. These things are all allowed here, and now I can only generate a report, save it, and investigate further and provide it to the investor or whoever desires it. There it is, the report, of course, with one combination failing, but it can be easily repaired. Very well. That's it from the demonstration. Jan, back to you.
Okay, I was muted for a while, sorry for that. Now we are moving to a questions part. So questions from the audience. The first one we can see here quite often ask, which tools can we link to Checkbot and have the link to the Hilti PROFIS. This specific user has a FEM design, TrueSoft, but several others came. So how to figure out which ones are supported, which ones are not? The first source will be this how-to page where you can see the list. But in general, if you browse through our web page under the BIM category, BIM tab, you can find this supported integration. And based on the region you are from, you can see all these supported integrations with IDEA StatiCa Checkbot. So FEM design, I'm quite sure it's here. I just can't see that quickly. Maybe I just missed it. But with some tools, we have different scenarios how to work with it. Some integrations are automated. Some of them, yeah, here is the FEM design. I found it, are connected through some file import or file-based import. So either you just import the structural analysis file or the SEF file. So I think with FEM design, it's the most comfortable way to use the SEF export file. And I can see a second question. Is it possible to automatically group similar connections? Probably in Checkbot, of course. Yes, if I jump here, this is something which is not there today, but quite soon, yes, because we already have. And I forgot to mention that what we mentioned, all of this information from today's presentations and demos, and also Hilti plugin, it's related to the current version on our webpage. So the current release, it means it's version 24.0 and patch number 5, which is there for a week, I think. So everything what you saw today is available right now. We can group in the navigation tree right now according to topology, so it's automatically categorized somehow. And with the new version 24.1 coming in a month, you can bring your or create your own groups and assign the specific designs, connection designs to the whole group. So hopefully this is the answer for this question. So you have to wait maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and it will be there. And I can see maybe one last question. Will the webinar recording will be available? Yes, it will be. So it will be mentioned here in this slide. So I just jump back to the presentation. And yeah, we wanted to remind our campus e-learning platform where you can find the majority of information about how our products and services work and how to get familiar with them in different levels. And as mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, it's for free. So don't be shy and try it out. And next webinars, as we mentioned, the next main version 24.1 coming at the end of October. So what's new in IDEA StatiCa webinar will be October 30th, and in November another Connection Wednesday. And yes, if you want to try all of these free great services and tools, just find ideastatica.com/create an account. And after this webinar, please fill for us a short survey of few questions. It's not long, and the recording, that's the answer to this specific question, will be available in Support Center, in webinar category, and on our YouTube channel. So you can also ask for trial version for 14 or 30 days, and please browse through our Support Center for any additional information. And that could be all for today. Thank you for being with us. It was a pleasure to present all these great features, and see you again soon. Dominic?
Yes, thank you very much for listening. It was a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.